Look at that. Played 8 games with the Texans, so you're officially retired. So I just watched Gray Man last night, and I'm just going to say this one time. Don't get a big head, but you remind me of Ryan Gosling, and you've been told that, right?
I have, yeah. Ever since The Notebook came out, actually since Remember the Titans, my friends always used to rag on me. I think he played receiver too, so I get that resemblance a lot.
Yeah, but he can't catch or run a Z route, so screw him. He's no good. Okay, so let's talk.
Exactly.
Let's talk about this. So Matt Stafford is a guy that you know well, and I always feel bad for guys who are really talented, Danny, and then they end up in a bad organization, and they're really talented, and you're just banging your head against the wall. So when Stafford, who you know, goes to the Rams, I take it you weren't shocked by his success.
Oh, man, no question. He's such a talent. We see it every week just in his arm strength ability, his ability to spin the ball, his accuracy. But how he really excels is mentally, his IQ of the game. He sees every coverage. He's seen every blitz. I'll run back to the huddle and he'll be like, did you see that guy coming off the edge? I'm like, of course, it's like, I'm amazed by how much he sees on the field, head and shoulders above, 3/4 of the league. And that's why he's so successful.
Yeah. I mean, you've arguably played with two of the smartest quarterbacks ever, Brady and Stafford. Now, Brady's legendary for kind of pre-snap adjustments. Is Stafford more about talent, or did he at the line, is Matt doing the same stuff before the snap?
He's doing a lot of the same things. We're really trying to locate what coverage it is before the play starts so we can kind of manipulate the leverages and take what they're going to give us. Matt can see the leverages at his quarterback position of wherever, the defensive backs are playing on the receiver and having the ability to understand coverages like he does and just see the total defense. He's one of the best. And Tom does that. Tom would actually go in motion across the line, and Tom would actually spit out the coverage of that play. And so by the time we got across the line of scrimmage or the other side of the formation, we already know what coverage it was. So if you got a quarterback like that, that's just so knowledgeable of the game, such a high football IQ, then, you're head and shoulders above the rest of the quarterbacks. So it's awesome to see. So,
Jimmy Garoppolo well. I've always liked Jimmy more than everybody else. And I've there's an old Trent Dilfer used to use this line all the time that a good quarterback has what they call dude qualities. Like the dudes want to hang out with him. And I think Jimmy's got that. I think Jimmy's a guy's guy, is that he's he can make fun of himself. He's a good looking guy. And I really root for Garoppolo. The media crushes him. But tell me a little about Jimmy, that stuff the fans wouldn't see. Are you a fan? Your thoughts about him?
I love Jimmy. Yeah. He's a fellow Italian. First and foremost, he's also a Scorpio. We share the same birthday, so we've always been. We hit each other up on November 2nd, which is Scorpios get a lot of hate too. I don't understand why, but Jimmy's a great dude, man. He's a great quarterback. Whatever team he lands on, I know he's going through it out in San Francisco right now, but he's always working, man. We've been training together for probably 7-8 years now, ever since he came out of college in LA, and he's just such a talent, man. Whatever team he lands with, he's going to be successful. So he's a good dude, man. He's a great locker room guy. He works really hard, and he's always ready to go.
By the way, Joy and I are Capricorns, and Capricorns, Joy, what are we known for? What's a Capricorn?
We're very steady, very consistent. We're a little crazy, but we don't let everyone see it. By the way, Scorpios.
No, okay, time out.
None of those qualities, Danny.
So Geminis are Gemini.
Geminis. We don't pay attention to Geminis. Geminis don't have it all together.
I was married to a Gemini, and they say they're two different people. So what is a Scorpion? What Scorpio? What are they?
Very Scorpion-like.
Like, what do you bite people? What are you known for? What is it? What's the trend?
I think we're a little reserved by nature, but if you cross us, then
oh boy,
it's bad news for you.
Yeah. You sent me an angry email once because I said something about you, and you said, "Hey, I listened to you. Watch your mouth." I remember that.
I remember. You said I was a system guy, and I was like, I played in a lot of different systems, but yes, this one was more successful than others. So yeah. I guess I am a system guy.
Well, you bit me. You were scorpion tentacles and came out and bit me, and I remember it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Josh McDaniels, we say this all the time. The downside to being young and talented in any business is that you may get opportunities earlier than you're maybe quite ready for. I feel Lane Kiffin was given the USC job. He was like a kid, and he just wasn't quite ready for it. Now he's at Ole Miss. He's crushing because he's really good. I think Josh McDaniels is super smart. I don't think he was quite ready to be a head coach at his age. But he got it because he's smart. You sit around him. And so you work with him. What are the things you liked about him? What to you? Because I think he's going to work. I think the second time for him, I think he's going to work like Lane Kiffin. You're going to look up and go, damn, that's a good coach. What about him stands out to you?
Well, the main thing about Coach McDaniels is that, normally, in a lot of different places I've played, the offensive coordinator would just kind of hand you the playbook and say, hey, this is your material. You gotta understand the route and kind of follow the indicated line on the page and don't mess it up. Whereas Josh McDaniels and something that he's done a great job is telling you why you're doing this on every specific play. So you have a great understanding of what your job is going into every game. And then he also says, you don't have to go outside your body to make crazy plays during a game. Stay within yourself, stay within the system, stay within the offense, and big plays will come. He was one of my favorite coaches I ever had, just because he'd tell you why you're doing something in that regard.
Finally, I don't love this story. So we all know Belichick's smart, blah, blah, blah. But McDaniels leaves, and he says, I'm just going to put Matt Patricia. He's going to call plays. And I'm like, timeout. Being an offensive coordinator is hard. There's about 6 great ones in the NFL. Don't give me some defensive guy. And there's reports out, Danny, that this week that Mac Jones has not been as comfortable in camp. Isn't it a little odd? I know everybody loves Belichick, but it's a little odd, right? To put a DC at OC?
Yeah, I know. I mean, you definitely have to understand defenses as an offensive coordinator. You have to understand leverages and what they're trying to get to, and if they're disguising it. And I think Coach Patricia can offer that perspective. You can't replace Josh McDaniels, and that's the reason why he is who he is and why he's at, in Las Vegas as a head coach. But he is, I think if they can kind of relate the old film that they have for 10, 12, 15, 20 years of watching Brady kind of do, run the offense, run the schemes. And I feel like, they have a chance at least. Coach Belichick does a great job of getting his teams ready to play regardless of, the circumstance, regardless of the adversity they're going to face. And that's what makes him a great coach. I don't necessarily understand why there's no OC or DC, but probably a tactical thing. If you don't have a label on your offensive coordinator or your defensive coordinator, then the game plan for the other team might not, be as accurate. They don't maybe not know what to expect.
Yeah, no, that's been suggested. That's actually what somebody said to us, and we thought it was a pretty good idea, which is first 6 weeks of the year, you have no idea who they are and what their identity is. All right, he does look like Ryan Gosling. He November 2nd. He's a Scorpio. Now, are you going to be one of these guys that retires and watches the game and keeps up to it, or just do your own crap and you did it, you're done with it?
I did it. I'm always going to be a fan of the game. I grew up, my dad's a high school football coach.
Yeah.
It's in my blood. I'm going to watch these games this year from my couch with a smile on my face, man. It was an amazing journey. It was awesome to be a part of a lot of great teams, met a lot of great guys, some great coaches, great fan bases. And, it's a journey. I put my whole life's work into it, and to have it come to an end is a little strange feeling. However, it is, I'm very satisfied and have no regrets.
Do you know in 3 Super Bowls, do you know how many catches you had total? It's pretty impressive.
Let's see. In the Super Bowls, 16, 20 something, 22, 3.
21, 300 yards, 2 TDs. That's pretty good. Pretty strong.
There you go,
Ryan.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, all right. Danny Amendola. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.